Yes. And why don't you agree? You said you disagree also with this quote.
This is about what the every human have talent. So potential, yes, but talent, I don't know. I don't think what I have a talent. So I have friends, and I know I see what they have a talent. This is a really gift or about от вселенной, короче, of universe. So they were very talent. So but gifts and potential, I think every human have a potential.
So you think you have a potential, but you're not gifted.
Yes.
That means you have a self-doubt or lack of self-confidence. That is what he's saying here. Okay.
Well,
hello,
this
you.
is all what I think.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Elliot, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I like this statement, and I want to add something about this. Of course, self-doubt is a huge enemy. Sometimes we have to think, we have to be prepared, but if our doubts are so hard, they became our enemy. And you struggle to this. You spend a lot of efforts to deal with this, and sometimes you even don't do some things. Okay, at the beginning it may embarrass you. It may take many efforts if you want to learn something new, for example. But usually if you try, and if you don't spend many your energy for self-doubts, you have to get success. Maybe not, it will be not perfect result, but everybody is able to learn to get the new skills. Maybe I want to tell you about example.
Yes.
When I went to driving school, I wasn't very young, but for that period I was so anxious and so on, and I spent so many energy for that classes. Well, as the result, I passed the exam. I'm a driver. I have about 10 years experience in driving, and it's okay. But that doubts, they took so much energy. In my case, it could be much better if I was more relaxed, more confident, and so I didn't become a reckless driver. I didn't become a bad driver, and so on. But this statement from book, it reminded me that my previous experience. And also, I know if you want to learn something, okay, you have to estimate your skills. You maybe for some activities you can't do them because obviously you have to spend time and so on. But many things are available for you. For example, when I started to learn English on purpose, I just downloaded an app from the internet, a Duolingo, and I thought, oh, I just at the beginning, I just want to remember some new words, some new expressions. The words like grammar were like a nightmare. But after that, I realized that they are not enemies. They're like your allies. For example, grammar. And after that, all that self-learning, self-education became my one of the best friend. And I like to do this. Sometimes I tired, I'm lazy, but I try to spend at least 10 minutes a day. And because I do it every day, it makes a progress for me. For example, if somebody, a student who goes to the university, okay, for them, it is obviously they have much better progress. But I do it as a hobby, but I do it on my own, and maybe I spent already almost 5 years for this. But 5 years ago, I couldn't imagine such a result as I have today.
Yes.
And I like this, and it inspires me to believe in myself. And I know I want to learn something new. Yes, it is not a miracle. You have to work, you have to spend time, and maybe you won't become a very professional, but even these results are nice, they are priceless, and I like it. And that's why I like to communicate with people who like to study, who like to develop themselves, and so on, so on. And it is it seems to me, it is one of the most important things in human's life.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. That's a good example, by the way. Okay. So I want to ask you also about school. So once we leave school, what are the factors that count? What factor decides our future more than good grades do? What was the answer in the book? So we're discussing the book, but also your opinion. So once we leave school, what are the factors that count? What factor decides our future more than good grades do?
How I try? Can I try? So,
Yes, sure. Sure.
so how I said before, this when we teach and learn in the school, on the school. So
Yeah.
we just read the book. We how say it, zubrim.
Well, learn by heart, maybe.
Learn by heart. So this is don't about real life, because if you want to have a good work and good future, you can do a risk. So you are, we say, Ёшкин кот, все вылетело из головы.
That's okay.
Храбрым.
Yes. It was bold, to be bold. That was the word from the chapter. To be bold
To be
means,
bold.
да,
Yes.
because смелый, да? Смелый, храбрый.
Yes,
дерзкий.
because, yeah, but when we learn on the school, we can be emotion, don't be a brave. We just do a system. We just we just pupils. So
Yes. Yes. So he says, the author of this book says that when we leave school, so not the good grades decide our future, but boldness. That is the character of the person who is brave, who goes further, who is bold. To be bold means to be brave. Yes, and he says that that kind of character decides our future more than the good grades do. So that factor counts. Да, то есть имеет значение, counts. It counts in our life, in our future when we leave school. And do remember what is the flip side of that character. So the flip side, the good side is that to be brave is a good character, and of course it decides our future. But what is the flip side of that character? Do remember.
this
Flip
is
side.
I know how say it on the Russian, but I know
Yes.
how неуверенность в себе.
Yes. Self-doubt or the lack of self-confidence. Self-doubt, да, какое-то сомнение в себе, да, такие, или lack of self-confidence. Yes, we were talking about that before. And it broke my heart, he said, to see students know the answers, yet lack the courage to act. So there are students, he is a teacher, and there are students he had who know the answer, but they don't have the courage to act. They are not bold.
Yes.
Do you have such fear in your personal life? Maybe you can share any situations when you were not bold, so to say, you didn't have courage to act, to say something or to do something, but you know what to do or what to say. You know the answer, but you lack the courage to act.
This is question for
anyone? For you? Yes, this is the question. You may answer, anyone who likes to answer.
Well, it seems to
You
me
have this
definitely sometimes it happens, but it is hard to add something particular as an example, but it is definitely happens. Yes, sometimes you can be wrong, you can be look like a silly one, but it depends on situation. Sometimes it is better to be silent, but sometimes if you don't even try, you lose some opportunities. At least you if you don't try, you become that self-doubt person maybe. And if you even try to give an answer, to try to guess, and you don't forget to be silly, it sometimes it can help you to improve your self-confidence, courage, maybe. But at the same time, this can make you a self-doubt person. It depends. If you once were wrong, if you twice were wrong, it depends on the person. Somebody will become shy, but somebody will improve their stubbornness, maybe.
So you mentioned that sometimes you shouldn't say, you shouldn't answer, you shouldn't do. Why do you think so? Not to be silly or not to be wrong or what? Why? Sometimes
Sometimes you just try to estimate the situation, to watch the room, and it seems what it is not. It don't give you any profit if you if you answer something, but they ask you more questions, and in this case you realize that you don't know enough. You know something, but you don't know enough, and so on.
Okay. I think that is the problem. This problem comes from our school time, when we try to answer, try to say something, and the teachers, they told us that we were wrong, or sit down, stupid boy, or something like that. So yes, I think we are afraid of being silly or of being wrong. That is the problem. That is the reason why we don't answer or why we don't act.
Also, I want to add, it depends on your environments. If you have a polite environment
Yes.
around you, it will be okay to just share your opinion. But if otherwise, on the other hand, if you are among rude people, among some toxic environment,
Yes.
you don't want to communicate with those or even somehow interact with those people.
Yes, it may happen. Okay. Yulia, what about you? Do you have this kind of fear when you know something or you know how to act, but you don't do this? You don't answer, you don't act. Okay. Yulia is keeping silence. Maybe she can't talk.
I'm here. I can
okay.
type. Okay. I think about this statement now, and I think yes, I have this feeling. Not always, but sometimes, and
Yes.
maybe it is in my character to keep in silence and maybe do nothing and watch what will be in this situation this conversation, and I understand this problem of me, and I try to как сказать, I try to settlement this problem maybe, and but we have situations when we don't need to act maybe.
And what are these situations when we don't need to act?
In conversation when they're talking, it's not holding us maybe.
Yes.
And if something happens, not holding us to, but there is a life of other people, and we don't need usually to give как это, давать советы, да? Ну, влезать в чужую жизнь, да, вот, ну, в таком ключе.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-hmm.
always
Yes.
we.
Yes, I understand what you're talking about. Yes, I agree. And he's telling us about the situations when we know the answer. I have this feeling very often when I know the answer, I know what to say, or I want to do something, I want to say something, but something inside distracts me from that. And I feel this feeling of self-doubt. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe yes, I will be silly when I say that, and it really detracts. I think he's telling us about that situation when we, like the students at the class, they know the answer, but they are afraid of something. They don't say, they don't act because they don't want to be silly or to be stupid in this situation, and they just keeping silence. Okay, and to be smart or to be bold, what would you choose and why? To be smart or to be bold? What would you
It
choose?
seems to me it is much easier to be bold when if you are already smart, but vice versa, it is bad stuff. If you always bold but you're not always smart, you can get in deep problems.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems to me all those traits are like your hands. You need two
Okay.
hands. There is nothing.
Yeah.
There is no such a thing. One hand is better. The other is not needed. We have to improve all our abilities, all our
Mm-hmm.
hands.
Yes, I agree.
I choose the both.
Yes. Let's choose both, to be smart and to be bold. Yes, that is the wrong question. I think we can't choose anything. We should choose both, to be
But
smart and to
but
be bold.
sometimes if you see a questions, you have you have to think. Maybe you were offered two options, but there is some other options.
Yes.
Two options, not the only.
Mm-hmm. I formed this question on purpose, so that uh, on the one hand, you have to choose, but really you have not. So you have to be the person, I mean, any person. It is also important to be bold as well as to be smart. Yes.
For many
Okay.
years, many people tried to choose just one,
Mm-hmm.
and I also was such a person. But
And what did you choose? To be smart?
uh, not. I'm talking about in general.
Ah, yes,
There are a
I
lot
understand.
of situations they tell you choose this one or that
Mm-hmm.
one, but it
Mm-hmm.
is already a trap.
Yes.
Maybe you have to choose everything or nothing. You
Yes.
sometimes you have to keep in mind your own option.
Yes. Sometimes we shouldn't choose anything of what is in the question or what is offered to us. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next quotation. I have come to realize that for most people, when it comes to the subject of money, they would rather play it safe. So he says that for the majority of people, when the situation concerns money, they would not choose to be bold. They would rather choose to be smart, to play it safe, to know the details, and they wouldn't choose to be bold. Do you agree with that? And why it is so? If you agree, of course.
I think it's true in our life because a lot of people take care of their money and they don't want to lose everything. And so they may be smart but not bold because they have their conditions and don't lose everything. And it's very hard to be bold in this situation, I think. Even if you're smart.
Yes,
Because
and why?
it's too risky, and you have to make a quick decision.
So in the previous question, we have agreed, I think, that it's good to be smart, both to be smart and to be bold. But when
Yes.
it concerns money, the subject of money, so we would rather be only smart, not being bold. So
I
why?
think the lots of people do this.
Yes. Even if they know the answer, even if they know something, the situation about how to invest money or anything about the situation that comes to money. Anyway, in the majority of cases, they would choose to be only smart, but they don't choose to be bold, and they prefer playing it safe.
Yes.
It's strange, but it is true.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And about changes, what is your attitude towards changes? Are you welcoming changes or dreading them?
I think it
Just in
depends
general.
of what is the changes.
In general, any changes.
It's hard to be in changes, I think. You have to be um, quickly minding, I think, to have these changes and to put it in your profit. But sometimes changes burn you and broke you, and it's very hard.
So you are dreading changes rather than welcoming them.
I think I try to dread changes, yes, not welcoming, but life is not ridiculous, and sometimes we have these changes and can't dreading them. And in this case, we have to take it and to do something to get better, I think, to feel good.
Yes. Okay. So what about you guys? Is there anyone who is welcoming changes, who likes the changes? Like maybe you do like the changes. Are you welcoming them?
For me, it is quite a hard question. Well, sometimes we need changes because they are necessary to us if we want to do better for ourselves. But usually they take many efforts and many energy from us, and we have to adopt to those changes. For example, if you change work, if you moved to a new place, and it takes time. At the same time, it inspires you, It gives you more new opportunities, but sometimes
Yes.
you also lose something old, something important that you had before. And if you, it seems to me, if you meet very, very big changes in your life, it is very hard to get used to them immediately. And that's why sometimes it seems to me it is useful to make changes like steps.
Step by step.
Firstly one, then second one, step by
Uh-huh.
step. But sometimes people don't choose their circumstances, and something happens. Sometimes it something happy, sometimes not. Some disaster happens, or something else. And it seems to me it is easier for young people. They liked dreams for changes, for travelings,
Yeah.
but for adults it is also nice stuff. But sometimes people are so deep in their self doubtness, or they are too careful, or somebody says at all, I don't want to change anything, and so on.
So it depends on the age, you think,
uh,
or on the personality, or on the character of the person.
Firstly, it is about a personality, but if we just try to observe our environment, our people around us, in my experience, people who are a little bit older, sometimes it is not elderly people, but they already have mindset of old people, and they don't want to change anything, and it is boring.
Yes.
But at the same times, not all of them are wise. They are just don't want to do anything.
Yes, I think there are such people who like changes, who welcome changes. I have a friend of mine. She really likes something new every time in every sphere of her life, at her work, at her hobbies, everywhere. So she can't do something very long. She wants something new each time. And she really likes changes because she changes everything and very often. And this is her personality. This is just her personality, and it doesn't depend on her age, just on her character. And the author of the book, Robert, he said that in nowadays, in the information age, today the changes will be faster and more dramatic because the age of information, and so it causes the dramatic changes, very fast changes. And he said, I find so many people struggling today simply because they cling to old ideas. So old ideas are their biggest liability. And I think we can see that, for example, with the internet. When the internet just appeared, it was several years ago, but many people said that that is something evil, and we don't need that. So that is bad, and it influences our children and our mind, our life, and that is very bad. And they just didn't accept the changes that were really very fast. And so what does Robert mean when he says old ideas are their biggest liability? Why it is the liability, old ideas? What do you think? So the people struggling because they cling to old ideas, and old ideas are their biggest liability, he said.
Well, I think it is about, it seems to me, because most people are not flexible enough, and all ideas for them, like a stone with chain, which on your leg, maybe, like load.
Yes, and why it is a liability?
People are like tired, not tired, tight.
Yes.
And they can't move forward. They have these old
Cling to old ideas.
old habits, old mindset, and it stops to develop them.
Yeah, so they are stopped by that old ideas, old things. They cling to them, and they cannot develop.
Many people just can't even to study new things, to think about them, to try find out what it is.
Yes.
And it happens all the time. Sometimes I watch documentaries, and they tell us about when the first a car was invented with an engine, and people were shocked. How could it be without a horse? We have to prohibit it, and so on, so on. It happens all the time.
Yes.
Your example about the internet, it is just priceless stuff. I can remember all those gossips and rumors and conversations about harmness, but I just can realize all those when I was younger, when I was a kid. The adults told me stories about their youth, and they were awful about some crime stuff and so on. It was awful, but they couldn't understand that their stories are not perfect, and it shocks me. They made a new series, Russian series about young criminals. It says in Russian, "Слово пацана." For some reason, this topic touches me, and before this, I watched some documentaries, some interviews, some books, and it was awful. But many people who lived in that circumstances, they shared that mindset, and they and at the same time they think the internet is evil. Kids are sitting at their rooms, and somebody film a video and edit a video, and girls say about makeup and so on. Oh wow, it is such a disaster.
Yes, I think today it is the same about AI. Do you agree?
Once again, please.
So, I mean, nowadays, the same things relate to AI, artificial intelligence.
Yes. I have to admit, even I like progress and so on, but sometimes it scares me. I can't predict what it happens. We tried to use those free applications, which allows us to make a song. You just type a description, you choose a genre, and after a couple of minutes, they gives you a new song. Also, there are tools which draws pictures and so on. But definitely it scares sometimes. And you try to recall old sci-fi movies about some evil robots and so on. And
So that is the change that that we will have in future. But today it seems to us that it's something terrible and something evil, and it will destroy our life.
yes,
But
one of the most popular examples, everybody who learns language says it is not useful already. Everybody will use smartphones and all those AI stuff, and we don't need to use foreign language already at all.
yes, that is true. That is true, I think, because as far as I know, even nowadays, there are such microphone. So you put it here on your jacket or anywhere. So you can take it somewhere on your clothes. So, and it will communicate with the partner instead of you. So you talk in Russian, and this microphone simultaneously talks with your partner in English or in any language you want. So it seems there is no need to learn foreign languages. But if your reason of learning is just communication, okay, the artificial intelligence can solve the problem. Yes, that is
But
true.
at the same time, I try to recall those when the photography was invented. For some people, it seemed to artists are useless already. You don't have to paint a picture if you can't make if you can make a photo. But now we know artists are also useful, and it is a good job if you're a professional, and it is not the same. Somebody told the theater is already expired because we can go to cinema. It is also the different. If you like, somebody tell you you don't have to read a book, you can watch a movie. It is also not the same. But if you are not developed enough, you can't see the difference between a good movie, between a bad movie, and for those people, it is definitely don't have any sense to read a book or think about this. But for others, it is they appreciate all of those opportunities. We like theater, we like pictures, we like music, we like learning languages, and also about food. You can buy food in the store, but if you bake your own delicious, it is more tastier. It is tastier, and so on. And that's it, maybe.
Okay. Yulia, you wanted to say something?
I don't know what to add. Maybe all people. It's easy to live as usual,
Yes.
and
Yes.
all new is frightened people
Mm-hmm.
because they don't know how to act, how to react, what can be in the future, and but now the world changes very quickly.
Yes,
So
very fast, dramatic.
we have to adaptate these changes to our life.
Yes.
Because if we don't do this, if we stay in our last life, in our old life, um, the life going past, and it's not so interesting, I think.
Yes.
And all changes maybe is good if it brings you new opportunities and new emotions, but maybe bad changes, it's complicated.
Yes. Yes. I agree with you. And the next topic we want to discuss, I want to discuss with you is about the tools or instruments of teaching. So Robert said that he uses games and all these interactions as an instrument of teaching his students. And one of the game he uses is cash flow. It's called cash flow. Have you tried, by the way, to play the game?
Cash flow, I don't, and I know about it only in this book, and maybe I will try in future. But we all know board game Monopoly. I think it's not the same, but something to
Something similar to this.
similar. Yes.
And I have tried. I have tried to play, and I have a screenshot here. I want to show you. So it. I was first. I was a truck driver. So you enter the website, reachthat.com, and you find there this game, cash flow. So you register and you have some role. For example, first I was a truck driver, and then I was some engineer, I think. And it was really interesting to play. That is, I think you don't see the digits, but so the goal is that you have to have passive income so that you don't work and your passive income covers all your expenses. That is the goal of the game. And each time you are offered something, for example, to take a loan from the bank, then to invest money, and for example, then you have a baby and your expenses rise and all these things. So it is very interesting. I recommend you to try. You can enter the reach.com website and find this game. Okay. So he said that he said that he uses games and simulations as the teaching tools. And would you prefer such games or simulations rather than lectures? What would you prefer, lectures or such games, simulations as the teaching tools?
Seems to me it could be a priceless opportunity to participate those games, to act, and but we have some mentor, some guide.
Who is this guy?
Well, I mean, it would be nice if we had such a person.
If we have such person, yes.
Yes, I messed.
Yes, I think that is very interesting tool. If at school, for example, teachers would use it, some simulations when they teach a subject and they use the game as an instrument, but it's really difficult to invent this game, I think. You have to be very creative and use your talents and gifts to create such games or instruments.
It seems to me we can just give an opportunity for kids to sell something, to sell some or
Mm-hmm.
to work as a shop assistant maybe, or something
Yes,
like this.
something like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
In States, so they bake cookies and they try to sell cookies. Uh,
Mm,
Boy Scouts sell cookies. I saw that in movies. But
mm-hmm.
what we have in Russia, we could find a part-time job for summer time, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody helped their parents for money, but something else. But
Uh-huh.
I can't name many examples because usually nobody thinks about this. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
tells about grades, and that's all.
Yes. Lecturing is the most popular teaching tool at school and in the university as well. Yes, but he said that life or the world, the real world, doesn't teach us while via lecturing. So it teaches us through the situations, in our real life. And of course, it is better. So he said, games reflect behavior. They are instant feedback systems. What is he saying? Games reflect behavior. There was an example of the woman who visited this cash flow game, and then she was very angry at him, and she said that the game is very silly and asked the money back.
I
What
like
is
that example about that lady.
uh-huh.
It was like a scene from a comedy movie, and I even made some note uh,
Uh-huh.
in my notebook. She had believed that finances were the man's job. Uh,
She had believed what? Sorry?
she had believed that finances were the man's job. Before
That finances.
fina- finances were the man's job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Before divorce,
Yes.
she didn't do math. She didn't like to count money. She
Mm-hmm.
liked to decorate and buy do this,
Yes.
do this.
Did it.
And
Mhm.
after that, after that story, you mentioned that episode, she became angry and she left. But after that, she calmed down and started to think, and she realized that it is true. And she started to think about about her previous life, and she realized many new things. uh, uh, as I mentioned, this
Mhm.
funny quote. Now it is funny, but if we imagine a real person, it is sad
Mhm.
already. Uh, uh, let's back to the question. The game showed her own behavior, and she did it subconsciously. She didn't think about this at all, but that's it.
Mhm.
Game reflected her behavior,
Yes.
but
Mhm.
she didn't like that result. As she admitted later, doing
Mhm.
math did her feel embarrassed because she didn't know how to do it, how to
Mhm.
do it properly, and instead of try to learn it, she avoided these things.
Yes. So we behave the same in the game as we behave in our real life, in our real world, and the games are feedback of our real behavior, our real thoughts, and set of mind. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Just like a board game, the world is always providing us with instant feedback, custom made just for you. So we discussed, I think we have discussed already. That is the purpose of the game, to teach players to think and create new and various financial options, he said. So why he uses games as an instrument? So to teach players to think and create new financial options, new and various financial options. What is he saying? How do you understand that quote?
I think here he told us about when you play the game and you already have some conditions, and what to do in this situation to get wealth, I think. And you don't spend real money, you don't lose anything in your real life. It's only game, and you can create any financial options to do your life better, and to grow your wealth only in the game. But if you play this game usual, and maybe you think about these financial options in your real life, and be more bold to try this in your real life with your real money. Not play it safe, not play it safe.
Yes.
But, maybe invest it or create something, some asset which brings you money.
Yes, when I was playing this game online, I was very bold. I bought everything. I took a loan from the bank and I just made all these risky things that I wouldn't do in my real life. And it really showed me that in the game we can see or create different options, because we are not afraid of losing something that is a game. And then in real life, it gives us some hope that we may do the same in our real life, that in the real situations we may create something new, some various options. And because we have this creative skill inside, we are talented people, even if we have some lack of self-confidence, but we are creative persons. And I'm sure that everyone is creative, and I'm sure more than 100% that everyone is creative. And we have this opportunity to play, just to see that yes, we are able to create options, and there is not only one opportunity as in the game, as in our real life. Therefore, it is very important, I think, to play such games and see how we may create these options and how we behave. Okay.
I think
There is
it's interesting to try.
Yes, that's really interesting to try, and I think that is a good opportunity. It is free of charge. You can play just. There are different options: one player, two players, three players. I played as I am a one player, but in real life there are a lot of players in this game. Therefore, I think we should better play with different players. Okay, I have a question. Do you recognize any disadvantages in such games? Do you recognize any disadvantages in such games?
I
Maybe
think you named the main disadvantages about self-confidence, about after playing that games, somebody can become too brave but not too experienced and make all those terrible mistakes in real life.
Yes. Yes. So
It seems to me you explained them very carefully and with many details.
yes, okay. So the next topic, some weight. Yes, about opportunities and lack of money. Some wait for the right opportunities. Some see the opportunity but have no money, and some have no money and don't see the opportunities. So, what is the way out? Do you see any way out of this problem? How can we solve? So the lack of money and you don't see the opportunities.
It seems to me if they people can cooperate, it can works. But if they mess their roles, they got in trouble.
Yes, but imagine that you want to change something, but you see no opportunities. You don't see any opportunities. Or you see the opportunity, but you don't have money to take this opportunity. And in the most cases, most people have no money and don't see the opportunities. That is the majority of people. So what does Robert recommend to do?
As I remember, I think he told us about financial literacy, and we have to know about money and about how it's working, about the cash flow,
Yes.
and read numbers and count your money and something like this. And after that, maybe if you will see opportunities, you can take money from bank to try to do this if it's not liability, if it's a set. But at first, you have financial education, I think. Because if you don't have financial education, how can you see the opportunity? If you don't know how money works, how can you see it? You only know about your income, about your salary, and that's all. So you wait your salary, then you pay taxes and spend money, and it is a root rate. So the main thing, it's about financial IQ.
Yes, financial IQ. Okay, so you see the opportunity but don't have money.
Yes, but if you have your financial IQ great, you can find a way to get this money to spend it on these financial opportunities to get an asset.
Okay. Yes. Tatiana, what do you think? You're keeping silence.
This is a very hard question, so I think that
Yes, hard, really hard.
I think what every people can try to see opportunities Yes,
Mhm.
and try to do everything what can do for these opportunities. And if he do everything for opportunities, he can to make a money. So
Uh-huh.
this
Okay.
is one what I see.
Yes. Okay. Uh-huh.
This is all. So I don't know what to say. So this is all.
Mhm. Okay. Oleg, what about you?
I liked
Any
how
ideas?
Yulia answered. She explained it perfectly for me.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yes. Yes, I also agree with Yulia's explanation, and I think he meant that the rich people, they don't wait for the opportunities; they
They
invent them.
create. Yes.
Yes, they create them, and the same about money. They don't wait time when they have money; they just invent money. They create money um, from the opportunity they see, so to say. So the mindset of the rich people is to create, to invent the opportunities and the options, and to invent money. And that is the skill, I think, that we have to learn at school, not in our when we are adults. It's too late. But anyway, yes, that is a creative person. And he said, financial intelligence is what? You said accounting, yes, reading numbers, and know the investments and know the market, you said. So, and there was another definition. Financial intelligence is what?
I don't remember what he's saying about this.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it is an ability to know how money works
Yes.
in
Mm-hmm.
general words.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes, it is an ability to see, to know how money works. Yes, in general. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, as young boys, Mike and I were constantly told by my rich dad that money is not real. What did the rich dad mean that money is not real? Is it so? Money is not real. What did he
Uh,
mean?
he told us about money is not real. If you think that is money is not real, you can create opportunities. But if you think that money is too real and you think all about money and
Mm-hmm.
do everything to get this, it's mean to work hard, I think. And
Mm-hmm.
mm, it's you never change. You need to change your mind to see that money it's not real money, it's only agreement.
Mm-hmm. Yes, money is an agreement. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
So to say, yes, that is an agreement. Uh-huh. So that is, I think, all about the same. Financial intelligence is when you create, not wait for something, but you create. So you
yes,
financially intelligent and you create this. And also the same about money. You see what the other person needs and you create this product for him, for example. And you just invent this money. Money is not real, because you invented. You invented. Okay.
Money is made up. It is like a carrot for a donkey.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, this carrot for a donkey. Okay. And what is the most powerful asset we have? And do you agree with that? What he said, the most powerful asset we all have?
It is a mind.
Yes, our mind.
Our mind. No, I agree with that, of course, because all people in the earth have their own mind, but how to spend it, how to get your mind better and better, how to reduce your IQ. That's it. Powerful asset is a mind. So if you good in something, you can create an asset which bring your money.
Yes. So he said that we should invest our money in our mind. That is our most powerful asset we have. Yes, we have to develop it. Of course, we do it during our life, our whole life. We develop our mind. Yes, I think that is enough to know that the most powerful asset we all have is our mind, and we have to invest our time, our money, our efforts to develop it. Yes, there are a lot of methods how to do it. And also he said that savers are losers. What is he trying to say? And do you agree with that phrase? Savers are losers. Do you agree with that?
It seems to me he told about people who can't multiply their money and who even don't try because of his mindset and at his point of view, savers are losers.
And
because
why?
Because they are able to get more, but they don't even try.
So why? So the person who saves money, he is losing money.
I think there is an example in the book. In this case, he told us his own story when once he watched the TV and there is economical problems in America, and don't remember where exactly. And if you and on television they say you have to save your money, so you take your money and bring it to the bank for little percent. But then he told us his own story. He he take his money and bought some real estate for a little price, and then he had sell it for with great profit. So his money works for him and bring him more than he can get in the bank.
Sure. Yes. And even he said that if you save money, even at some percent at the bank, but all these circumstances like inflation and all these economic problems may cause your money give you 0% profit after that, because So you hold your money at the bank, and the bank gives you some percentage. But in reality, if you count everything, you will have 0% profit, and also you have lost all the opportunities you had to invest money and to have better profit, bigger profit. That is why he's saying that savers are losers. But no one teaches us how to invest, because
Yeah.
everyone teaches us how to save, how to put money under the pillow or somewhere at home and yes, save it. Yeah. Okay. The economy. Yes, he said that the economy was terrible at that time somewhere in Arizona. For investors, this is the perfect market condition, he said. I like that phrase, that when the economy is terrible and the crisis is the perfect condition for investing, he said. And do you agree with that? Do you see the opportunities, for example, nowadays when we have the economic crisis and the war and all these terrible conditions? Do you see any opportunities?
So how I remember, the action have a very little
Mm-hmm.
price. So and
Yeah.
invention buy the action for a little price, but
Yes.
they sold this in the в 2 раза больше, если не...
Yes. Mm-hmm. You're right. As far as I remember, after the war started, the real estate market was very low, and the price, because all people just went away and sold their real estate, and the prices went down. So that was the opportunity to buy, and then the market was again up, and you had the opportunity to sell. But of course, I think that not everyone sees these opportunities when the conditions are terrible, and it's just their mentality to see the opportunities in the terrible conditions.
Yeah.
But that is really true, that the terrible market conditions, the terrible economy is the perfect market condition for the investor. Financial intelligence is made up of these 4 main technical skills, he said. I think we have discussed, but let's just revise. So what are these 4 main technical skills that is intelligence, financial intelligence is made up of? Do you remember? There was accounting first, the ability, the skill to read the numbers, accounting. So to see the income, the expenses, the count, everything. What was the second skill? There was investing. The third was understanding markets, to know the demand on the market. And the fourth was the law, to know the laws of the state you're living in, you're working in, and all this regulations, regulations. Okay. Okay, let's skip this slide. Robert's overall philosophy is to plant seed inside his asset column, starting small and seeing what grows. How are you planting seeds in your asset column right now? If you aren't, what could you do to be able to start? That is a maybe difficult question, but let's think about that. How could you start to plant seeds in your asset column, starting small and seeing what grows?
Silence.
Yes, silence.
Okay. Well, maybe it is not time to share something because I didn't do anything by
Yeah.
now. But maybe during learning this book, I will learn more, and I will be interested in it. And one day, I will tell you something about my personal experience in this area, this sphere. But now I can't tell you anything at all.
So, are you planning to plant the seeds, some small seeds in your asset column?
Why not? Because it is necessary. Why not? As we told before, many things we just don't try to do. Okay, but it seems to me I just have to estimate my uh, abilities, my skills, and not to act too risky. But
Yeah.
why don't try to do it consciously and carefully at the beginning? And that's it.
Have you thought? Yeah, and have you thought about it already? So, what are you doing? What are you planning to do? Have you thought about that?
I just want to immerse in this topic. I just want to learn more, and one day maybe I will share with you my thoughts, my observations. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe somebody will do it before me. Maybe somebody of you will tell me about their plans and their experience. So in this case, I will be a careful listener, and I will I will try to learn something new also.
Okay. Okay, Yulia, what about you, Tatiana? Are you planting something?
No, it's a really complicated question. It's really hard to answer it now. At first I think I agree with Alec and to finish this book, to think about it, maybe to know some financial skills, and it's really good to read this book, to have new information and another vision of the world and how money works, and it's good to think about it.
Yes.
It's a good opportunity, I think. Yes.
Yes. I have an idea for you what to start with.
Try to play game.
No, yes, we can try to play game. So he said, I constantly encourage people to invest not in stocks, real estate, and other markets, but in what? He said, I encourage people to invest not in stocks, real estate, and other markets, but in. We can invest in that right now. We are doing that.
Financial literacy.
Yes,
In your
financial
mind.
education. Our mind, yes, our financial education. So we are doing this right now. We're planting seeds in our financial education, in our mindset, how to think about finances and all these topics, financial topics. I think we're planting seeds right now. We are reading this, and we're even trying to understand this. That is what we are doing, and that is the seeds we are planting, I think. We are starting with small, and we'll see what will grow. Okay. Always remember to have fun. Build your asset column as a fun game. Sometimes you win, and sometimes you what?
I can try. So because the aftershade about buy the house and and rental this house for arenda.
Rent?
Yes. So this is what I remember. So
yes, and so he said, imagine that you are building your asset column, and this is some kind of a game. You build your asset column, and this is a game. So play it fun. And he said, sometimes you win in this game, and sometimes you what?
I don't remember. Sorry.
It seems to
Maybe
me
you lose.
Sorry?
Maybe you lose. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose.
Not exactly. Sometimes you win and sometimes you learn, he said.
Oh.
Yes, and I really like this phrase. He said also about the school, why he finds the school very silly. He said because at school, when people lose, so when they fail, they make mistake. So for that teacher or for the school system in general, it means they lose. But in reality, any mistake we make, this is a learning, not losing, but learning. So I liked this idea to look at our mistakes, not like we lost something, we made a mistake, we failed, not like that. But the mistake means that we tried, and now we understand that is the wrong way. So we learn that that is the wrong way. So now we know that we should try another thing or another way. And therefore, every mistake is learning, not losing. I like this
It is
idea.
like it was just a prize for experience.
Yes, even not the price, we just tried. We have checked our knowledge, for example. So we have checked that our knowledge, for example, is not full, and we have to learn something more. And we learn it and then try again, check again, and see that, okay, that is the right way of thinking or way of doing. Yes, we just check our knowledge or check our way of thinking. So he recommends to build the asset column like a game. Sometimes, yes, you win, but sometimes you learn something from your mistakes, from your failures. Okay. Yes, he said there are two kinds of investors, and what are they? Do you remember? Two kinds of people who invest. First is very common, and he buys a packaged investment, like a computer from the shelf, he said. So you just come to the bank or some company, and you buy the set of stocks, for example, the package of investment. And the second type of investors, they again invent the investment. So they see different options and they make them in one investment. That are different types of investments. Of course, the first is very easy, but it gives very little profit. And the second is more difficult, but it gives better profits. He said, okay, and I think yes, let's discuss this last topic about if you want to be the second type of investor, you need to develop three main skills. In addition to those 4 technical skills, you have to develop 3 main skills. What are they? Do you remember? Okay, I think you just didn't read about that, right?
Yes, I didn't.
Okay, then just read about that by yourself. These 3 main skills, in addition to previous 4 technical skills. Okay, let's just share with each other one main idea that you liked best from this chapter. So one concept, one statement, one idea, or one something that you liked best from the chapter. Let's share and finish our discussion. Just one something you like best from the chapter.
So, how I said when the lesson began, I really like what in the real life to be bold, the more important when the be smart.
Be smart is also important because you may be very bold, but you don't know. Yes, I think to be bold is better than to be smart, because if you are bold, if you are bold, even if you are not smart, you know nothing, but you take risk, you do something, you try, and then you learn by mistakes. So you have a lot of mistakes, but you will learn, yes, and have some knowledge from just learning, from mistaking. Yes.
Yes,
To be bold
this is a very cool thing. I really like it. Really like it.
Yes, me too. Okay, thank you, Tatiana.
Thank you.
Yulia, what about you? Oleg? Yulia?
Okay, I'll try. Yes, I agree with Tatiana. That is the main thing of this chapter, to be bold. But as for me, the most interesting thing in this book was the reaction of a woman, divorced woman, when he started to play the game. And I think it's really that if you try to play a game at first, the game reflected you, it give you a feedback, and it's and, I remember it good.
Yes, so it touched your heart about that example. Okay. Oleg, what about you?
The most favorite
Are you
thing,
thinking about planting seeds? What seeds to plant?
the most favorite thing in this book, it seems to me, the whole book about this, it is about there is no such a thing. You're chosen for a business or not, or you're not. Everybody is able to develop those skills. Everybody is able to try. Everybody able to build the correct mindset in which you never lose. You learn, you try, and you even mistake. It is a valuable experience, and it is the right way of thinking for me. And we can build our confidence, we can build our boldness, we can try, we can do.
Yes. So everybody is able to develop his mind, his financial education. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Almost 2 hours. Sorry for that. It was too long. 2 hours of discussion. Hope next time we will it will be shorter. Okay. Thank you very much.